really feel like dying today, so I went to the auto parts store and I went ahead and just rented a spring compressor. Yep, working on the Delorean. I am pulling the whole front end, well, most of the front end apart. I have new lower control arms that are going to go in. They are billet aluminum, super duper fancy. New brake lines. I've got to flush this system. I've got a new master cylinder. Trying to get everything kind of buttoned up where I can put the wheels back on and then know that we're done. Most of the bushings aren't bad, except obviously this is trashed, so I have to get a new end. Sway bar, let's see, I didn't even have a bushing in that one when I pulled it off. The other one, like the bracket was bent. I was working on the LS today and then figured out I have the wrong oil pump, so that kind of stopped me, and that's when I transitioned over here to kind of get this part of it knocked out. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. So let me show you what Delorean has done. There's the bolt that needs to come out. And there is the end of the steering rack. Yep, you couldn't have given me like a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch more. No, can't do that. You idiots. Alright, so now I gotta backtrack and probably loosen brackets for the steering. Thanks, Delorean. Well, that's one side down. I had to loosen the steering rack to lift it to get the bolt out. Let's see, I had to cut the brake line and then work on each side and use a little heat. Here are my brake calipers, all set to go back in. This is my new master cylinder, and these are my new lower control arms. Pretty strong little dewbobs, and I don't know, they're a little bit heavier than these stock ones. Oh yeah, but they are definitely beefier, and they come with new ball joints, so that's kind of nice. All of this overspray under here, yeah, that's not gonna do it for me. So I'm gonna be taking care of that. Alright, got the new aluminum A-arm on the bottom. I may or may not have trimmed my spring a half coil.
Oh yes, he did.
New braided brake line. I actually pulled this line all the way out and cleaned everything, blew through it. It's clear, good to go. So that side over there, yeah, that was a pain. But nothing compared to what this side's gonna be. If you look closely, you will see there's some stuff bent and a little bit out of whack. That was a pain to get out right there, that shock. I'm sure I can bend that straight and reuse that. This lower control arm is completely bent. Thank goodness I have another one that's going to replace it. And once I get all that out, I'll start reassessing as soon as I finish my cookie. Assessing everything up here to make sure there's nothing else that's too terribly jacked. I think I could probably buff that out. I had asked about the rear flexible brake line on one of the Facebook pages, and there it is right there, kind of tucked way up in there. And somebody made the comment that I need to remove this trailing arm to replace that. And that is not true. Just take off this cover. There it is right there. That goes right here. There should be 3 bolts, 3 nuts that hold it on. Obviously mine has 2 because there's one that's jacked up. And then there's just clips that go in here that are on your cover, and you can take this off. So now I have full access to it with that cover, and it's just a 17mm nut on this side and one on that side, and now I can get that hose out and replace it. Pretty easy. I don't understand why somebody would want to go through the trouble of taking this trailing arm off, because that is a lot more work and absolutely unnecessary. Hopefully that is helpful information to someone. So there's the old one. Here is the new braided line. Working on cars like this, things never, ever go as planned. Come here. Let me show you something. Come on around here. Come here. Over here to the back of the car on the driver's side. Let me show you what's going on over here. So I wanted to take this panel off, just like I did on the other side. I could not take this panel off because, see those 3 little nuts right there? Well, every time I turn them, the bolt is turning inside, so those aren't coming off. Well, I just wanted to pull this piece down then. Well, I couldn't because I can't get this axle shaft out. I don't know why. It's giving me problems, so I couldn't just pull this out and pull this down. So I had to bend the end of it to get it to clear the shaft so I could get it down to here. And then I could get a wrench up here. And this thing was just rusted, nasty, you know. So that took a lot of force to finally break that free. And now I'm working on getting just this nut right here that holds this soft line. And this has taken, let's see, I've been working on this section for, I want to say at least a good hour. And that's as far as I've gotten. Actually, no, that's not as far as I take that back. I did get this brake line off and I got it cleaned and blown out and it's ready to go back on. But Not until I get this out and get the new one on and get everything cleaned up. That's reality versus what you expect. You go into it expecting, oh, I'm just gonna take this piece off, get to this piece and loosen that, take that off and replace it. That's not how it goes. That's never how it goes. What do you think? Want to take a ride in a DeLorean when it's done? Yeah? No? All right. See you later. All right, so we got the back side on. Now I just need to go get another nut for that soft line because the one that I took off was just junk, stripped the other line and everything. Here is the driver's side. Driver's side suspension pieces. Everything is back together, nice and straight, the way it should be. My pieces from Delorean Motor Company should be here to finish this caliper, and I'll probably just pull those out and put new pistons in this one anyway. I've got new brake pads, so all these are going to be brand new. So I took them back off to do that. Gonna put new bushings in the sway bar, and let's see, yeah, this side's pretty much ready to go once I get the caliper done. And this side is good to go. Actually, other than brake pads, this is pretty much the only corner that's 100% ready to go. 1 out of 4 ain't bad. And I ordered new shocks for the front, so actually this part has to come back somewhat apart, but I'm gonna replace the shocks up front so they'll be new. Backs were okay, and then I can move on to finally finishing the LS. I figured out that I have to swap out my oil pump. I didn't know that the LS4 already came with a high volume oil pump from the factory. So I went and ordered a higher volume pump, which I'm glad somebody helped me figure that out. Thank you, Josh. And didn't install that because that would have sucked. I got to order my little oil, I don't know, it's like a little plunger thing that goes in the back. I can button that up. I've got everything else pretty much except for the push rods. I just need to measure and double check that, you know, I order the correct ones. Rock Auto kind of screwed me on the whole oil pump situation. Whatever. I went to O'Reilly, got the right one, so now I can put that on. And I'm just waiting for my little barbell piece. Should be here any day. It's taken me forever, and I was really kind of losing steam and just getting kind of depressed. But now that the weather's better, I have parts, I have time, I'm back on the project. Now that fire is back and I'm ready to get this thing on the road. I don't know if you can see, but I actually went in here and undercoated everything so it's not covered in overspray. And be on the lookout. One of these next videos, I will be doing a giveaway from Super Clean. They reached out and offered to send one of you lucky viewers a care package of some of their products, which is super cool of them. And we'll do a little contest in the next video, and we'll give back to you guys, which I love doing. We'll give you guys some stuff. I thirsty, I sleepy. Stay hungry, stay foolish.